So Frank also followed a workbook that was called The Abounding River. It was written by the founders of the Cafe Gratitude, which are Matthew and Tercy Engelhart. And they will be leading a workshop called Sacred Commerce that will be next weekend in the Charles Fillmore Chapel. And it is another example of how we can celebrate in community and celebrate the people in our lives. They talk about how gratitude can lead you in any kind of business organization. And that when people make a mistake in a business that's run by Sacred Commerce, the other people say, "Oh, you made a mistake. This is great. How do we learn from this?" Right? Is that what happened to you the last time you made a mistake at work? But has anybody not ever made a mistake? It's through our mistakes and the things that we do that we heal from, that's how we all engage. That's how we all learn. There was a wonderful woman, we were talking about this in our 9 o'clock class, that talked about locking her keys in her car this week. And she was going to pick up a piece of furniture. And she felt so silly because she was locked out of her car. And so she went in and she had to really practice these affirmations. I'm going to stay calm in this situation. And she said she didn't feel calm, but she just practiced this. She said, I took Unity on the road. And she practiced this in the auto mechanic's office, which would be the place that I would certainly feel anything but calm if I locked my keys in my car. And so she called the auto mechanic, and by her allowing herself to be calm, the people showed up, the people at the store were kind to her, and she was able to notice this kindness and love that was all around her in this situation of feeling really out of control, really afraid. So perhaps our answer to what do you want to do before you die is to learn how to remain calm, to learn to incorporate affirmations, to remember who I am, and not be the victim or in some kind of reaction to everything that happens in my life. Life isn't this bed of roses. I think sometimes I thought when I walked into Unity that I was everything was going to be perfect when I went out there. But we would be so bored if we didn't have these opportunities like locking our keys in the car while the car's running. It gives us that opportunity to say, how can I be calm around this? And watch how the universe cannot resist my beauty and show up for me. At the end of the film, May I Be Frank, everyone is sort of in awe because it's a 90-minute film and it watches Frank go through so many different modalities of health, his emotions, his wellness, his allowing people to support him. And he comes walking down the aisle at the end of the film. At this point, he's lost 125 pounds. And someone asked him, did you find love in your life? And he said, you know what I found? I found me. I found me. And this is what we're invited to do, is we have this experience of transformation. When you find you, then you're like that magnet, and you draw everything to you that you want. And he has many loving relationships today, and he has a life full of love. And that was not what he felt when he walked into Cafe Gratitude in 2005, overweight, on medication, and very depressed. After 2 weeks of this process, he was hepatitis C free. The radiance that was coming out of his face from doing these affirmations and letting people love him was just so remarkable. It's what I see when I look out here on Sunday, as you all keep coming back, that we all start to glow, and to know that glow is within us. I married a beautiful couple yesterday. They are just some of my favorite people. And Stephen Smith and Marley Ramsey are right here. You guys stand up, because they're just such great representation of love. Yes, I'm so glad you're here. Yes. And Stephen's parents donated the flowers today in memory of his grandparents. But the thing was, when I talked to Stephen at the rehearsal, he said, we were trying to find a church in which to be married. And we came in here to Unity Temple, and I looked around, and I saw all the different races, all the different ages, same-sex couples. God is love. God is within you. And he said, this was our place. And I sat there and I thought, gosh, it's been so long since I walked into, the first time I walked into a Unity church. And that I felt so proud of us for holding our hearts so open that people can be so inspired. That's probably what I would answer if there's something I could do before I die is to really allow this inspiration that I feel for this movement to inspire other people. So thank you, Stephen. And so be with that question, friends. What is one thing I want to do before I die? It may be many things. In our class, it was about how to learn to be in the moment this morning when we were talking. For Frank, it was finding loving relationship. It may be to learn to stay in the now or be peaceful. You know, whatever it is, let it be the guiding force in your life. Let gratitude be your way so you can write the next chapter of the book of your life because it's in your hands. You are co-creating with all that is, and you got to let people love you along the way. I'd like to close with one of our quotes about gratitude because this really is noticing this gift that you are. It's the last one that says, gratitude makes sense of our past, it brings peace for today, and it creates a vision for tomorrow. Going into our meditation, we're going to sing a song called I Am So Blessed, and the words are on the back of your bulletin because I'd like you to remember the great and glorious blessing that you are. The quartet will sing it once, and then let's sing it through twice.